Like so, we want to wish him all the luck in the world tonight as both teams now out on the field. East Ridge dressed in navy tops, pants with the navy helmets. The Wildcats in black pants with the blue numerals, white jerseys, and white helmets. Wildcats are going to be moving left to right on your radio dial. Back to receive the kick is going to be Chandler Rowe, Casey Tackett, and Nick Wallace. As the kicker for the Warriors is going to be Jacob Clark, the junior. Clark's kick is going to be a very deep one over the heads. This one goes into the end zone, folks. That's a very strong leg that time by Jacob Clark. You don't see that too many times, Ronnie Paul, touch back into the end zone in the air.
You really don't. I tell you what, that guy had a little juice flowing here before the game. I'm telling you, nice job of Jacob Clark. No return as the ball rolls through the end zone. So Shelby Valley will come out. They'll have it at their own 20-yard line. Wildcats 1-0 on the young season. East Ridge 1-1. They own a victory over Allen Central. And, of course, last week they were defeated by Hurley. Of course, Donovan Lane starting his third year as the quarterback for Shelby Valley. He'll be joined in the backfield by Chandler Rowe and Casey Tackett. Andrew Newsom is the tight end. We'll set the offensive line for you momentarily.
And, Ronnie, you mentioned Donovan Lane with a new number tonight. He's been number 6 the last couple of years. He is number 22 tonight as, of course, some of these teams just now getting their jerseys in because it's such an early time in the season. This is actually week number 2. Some schools have already got 3 games in, but most of them have got, it's going to be their second game tonight. So that's Donovan Lane instead of number 6. He is going to be number 22. And, of course, Chandler Rowe will be flanked right behind him. Casey Tackett at one wing, Jordan Hampton at the other, and split out wide to the left side of the field is going to be Nick Wallace as East Ridge showing that 5-2 front gap control. Like to blitz out of this a little bit, Chase Ellis, watching some film and talking to some people that East Ridge aggressively defensively. And his first handoff of the game goes to Chandler Rowe on the right side. Nothing doing there as he's bottled up by a host of Warriors. It'll be second down and long.
Nice job that time by the Warriors. That time collapsing on Chandler Rowe, as you said, pickup of a half a yard. Nice job of that defensive line of the Warriors. So it's going to be 2nd and 9 for the Wildcats.
The Wildcats have been known the last several years. They are a ball control offense. Their best defense is keeping the offense off the field. If they get 3 yards, a handoff, they will be tickled to death. It's going to be second down and a long 9. Handoff is going to be to Tackett, runs into his own player and gets stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there for the Wildcats. So East Ridge, Chase Ellis has come out. They're getting in the gaps, and their blitzing looks like on every play.
Yeah, and they are. The inside linebackers, Trey Little and Leighton Miller, are doing a good job blitzing, but it's the defensive line. First play of the game, Dalton Smith, that left defensive end. That time, Jacob Clark and Jacob Cheney on that defensive line getting involved for the tackle.
So the Wildcats now face a third down and long. And a passing situation here for Shelby Valley. The motion man is Tackett. It's going to be the pitch to him, and he gets stuffed.
What a stop.
Wow. How about that
goodness.
tackle? That is number 16, Elijah Epling, the senior, come out of nowhere. And, folks, that is a perfect form tackle, a big loss for the Wildcats. And now this is going to be a punting situation. So the home crowd, that is exactly what you wanted. If you're a Warrior fan, a big-time 3 and out, and they are going to get great field position here after this punt.
3 plays and a negative 5 yards for the Shelby Valley offense. Barring a turnover, East Ridge should come out of this in pretty good shape. Good field position as they are standing back at their own 45-yard line.
And the kick is away, and it is a line drive, low kick, fielded near midfield, and that's going to be tackled by Paul Grigsby was the return man for that. He's going to pick up about 4 yards on that return, and the East Ridge Warriors are going to have it at the Shelby Valley 48-yard line where they will take over 1st and 10.
I think they're going to come out with Barry Young. He's a senior. He'll be at quarterback. He'll be joined in the backfield by Trey Little. And the linemen up front, the big guys, Derek Mann, Dalton Smith, Jordan Aggins, Kyle Stapleton, and Randy Williamson and company. East Ridge, first offensive possession of the night.
And Brody Johnson, who we've mentioned so much here on the pregame, goes under center. 3 running backs, wishbone formation. And it's going to be handed off. That's Trey Little around the left-hand side. And a gain of maybe half a yard for Little. Nice tackle there by Andrew Newsom and company. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for East Ridge.
Jordan Hampton done a good job coming up, turning that play on the inside. He got a piece of the tackle, so now it's going to be 2nd and long for the Warriors.
And the best statistician in the region, Chase Ellis, will pass along scores to you on the Bruce Walters Ford.net scoreboard as we get those. Of course, like I said, we will pass along those to you as Brody Johnson now under center. 2nd down and 10. And that is going to be a offsides penalty against Shelby Valley. That was pretty easy to pick out. Justin Bowling jumped the gun a little bit too quick, so that's going to go against the Wildcats. Just going to move it up 5 yards. And it'll be 2nd down and 5. And Chase Ellis, earlier we talked to Coach Ratliff, and he talked about penalties killing the Wildcats against Paris. Not a good start for the Wildcats there.
Yeah, and there were a lot of those procedure penalties, the false starts, the offsides, and it's starting early here. We saw 6 of them in that game against Paris for the Wildcats.
Well, I love those numbers drop that Chase gives us week in and week out. Johnson under center. Here comes the pitch to the right side, and that is going to be a big tackle that time. Trevor Wright just lowered the boom that time. Nothing doing there by the running back of East Ridge. That was Eric Dotson with the carry. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 5 for East Ridge.
Well, we've seen some big hits hurt in this football game. The first few minutes, it's been all defense. So nice job that time by the Wildcats. So it's going to be a 3rd and long now for the Warriors. They have the ball at the Shelby Valley 46-yard line.
These two teams last year combined for 430 yards rushing. You don't think these defensive coordinators have got these defenses pumped up tonight?
Yeah, they've got a lot of people in the box. 3rd down and 8. Maybe a passing situation here for East Ridge. Johnson with it. He's going to throw the little dump pass to the tight end. He's got him. 1st down and more across the 35. Brought down at the 32-yard line. Nice hands that time by Jacob Cheney.
Well, you got to take that inside. When you're looking at a 3rd and short, you've got to take that inside. Good job by Cheney. He got good inside position. Nice job by Johnson. Hit him right between the numbers. First down of the ball game. East Ridge threatening as they have it 1st and 10 at the Shelby Valley 31-yard line.
There was a 14-yard pickup. Jacob Cheney catching the ball in the seam that time by that zone defense, cover 3 by the Wildcats. And now Johnson rolling out to his left. He's going to tuck it in the middle. He's going to pick up a couple of hard-fought yards. Actually gets down to the 27-yard line, giving 4 yards on that carry as he paid for it there at the end. So it's going to be 2nd down and 6 for East Ridge.
Nice job of making something out of nothing. That's what Johnson can give you back there at that quarterback position.
That's a good job by the Shelby Valley defense. Between the whistles, if you've got a running quarterback, you've got to put hats on him.
Johnson showing a lot of poise here on this first drive for East Ridge. Only a sophomore. Wishbone formation, 3 running backs, 2 tight ends. Ball is snapped, Johnson back to pass, and it's going to be incomplete. Boy, nice tackle that time coming from the end. That was Chandler Rowe as he broke that pass up.
Rowe came on the blitz that time, and boy, Johnson didn't have any time, and he was hit as he released it. And good thing for East Ridge, they're going to get that one back because that one could have easily been picked off. And another 3rd down conversion coming for East Ridge.
0-0 your score. We're here in the first quarter, 7:15 to go on the Walters Ford.net scoreboard. Shotgun formation, first time we've seen that tonight. Johnson with 2 wide out, split 1 to each side. Back to pass, rolling to his right, and he's going to get brought down in the backfield. Andrew Newsom once again in the backfield that time. That is a big sack for a loss and probably a punting situation here for East Ridge.
You wonder about it. It's going to be 4th and a mile, but you have the ball at the Shelby Valley 39. But I think Coach O'Quinn is going to elect to try to pooch kick and try to back Shelby Valley up inside their own 10. It's going to be Clark back in punt formation. Back deep is going to be Casey Tackett and Nick Wallace. They're going to be standing about their own 10-yard line.
That was an 11-yard loss that time for East Ridge as Andrew Newsom comes up with a big play on 3rd down. And like you said, a little pooch kick out there. Wildcats are going to have to let this one go. Perfect, exactly. You drew it up just how you wanted. This ball is going to be placed on the 7-yard line where the Wildcats are going to get pinned deep back into their own territory where they're going to take over 1st down and 10. So Chase Ellis Like you said, last year these teams combined for over 400 yards rushing. Thus far, been a defensive effort on both sides.
Yeah, and the defense, you just saw a good punt by Jacob Clark. He's doing a great job. How about your kicker and your punter playing nose tackle for you on the defensive side? And Jacob Clark doing a great job on that first drive, getting into that Shelby Valley backfield.
Well, you're right. You don't see that too often, that's for sure.
Punt was only 31 yards, but it was effective.
We do have the first score update of the night from Belfry. Belfry has scored to go up 7-0 with 9 minutes to go in the first quarter.
That does not surprise me as Chandler Rowe breaks one across the 25 and brought down at the 30-yard line. So just like that, a 23-yard gain for the Wildcats. It didn't take long for Chandler Rowe to show his mettle tonight, Ron.
Boy, I love that burst. You know, he's got that quick first step as we talk about Jeremy. Boy, he's through the line. When he gets to the line, he's going with a full head of steam. Let me tell you, one of the outstanding running backs in all of Eastern Kentucky, let me tell you.
No question.
I tell you, that's two Hall of Fame coaches going at it. Belfry is Tom Larkey from
Larkey,
Harlan.
yeah.
Of course, he built a program at Rockcastle County, and both of those guys like to keep it on the ground and play the tough defense.
That'll be a short game tonight. Ball handed once again up the middle. That's Rowe fighting for those yards, as he's going to pick up about 6 on that carry.
Leighton Miller in on the stop. Junior linebacker making the hit, but not before Rose able to pick up 5, maybe 6 yards. Wildcats with the football at their own 32-yard line. Scoreless thus far midway through the first quarter.
So on this series, guys, we've seen the line do a better job of keeping that defensive penetration from Eastridge getting into the backfield. That's opening up some holes for Chandler Rowe.
As we talked about earlier, these two teams, only 15 seniors combined on the two rosters.
Quentin Williams into the game for Casey Tackett. Ball's going to be handed off to the right side. Nothing doing there. That's Jordan Hampton. He might even have lost a yard on that pickup, and it's going to be 3rd down and 5 for the Wildcats.
Trey Little in on the stop, along with the help from Aggins for East Ridge defensively. 3rd and short. Ball marked almost right at the 40-yard line. Some really good games going on in the area tonight, as Chase Ellis alluded to. Pikeville and Paintsville getting it on. That's going to be a good one, I think.
Yep.
Allen Central, McGoffin County, Belfry at Harlan, Betsy Lane, Sheldon Clark.
So 3rd down and 1 for the Wildcats. Right up the middle row. He is going to have just enough for the first down. The forward progress is going to give him that. So another first down for the Wildcats as this clock now continuing to run.
Still, let's wait and see on the spot here. They've not signaled first down. In fact, I'm not sure on that.
Oh, wow.
I think he's going to be a little short, just to be honest with you.
Well, with this angle we had here, I thought for sure that his forward progress was going to give him the first down, but
that defensive line of Eastridge, we've already been talking about him tonight. Randy Williamson, number 67 on that interior line, had 3 sacks in that first game against Allen Central. Just shoved the center aside right there for Shelby Valley and met Chandler Rowe, and he may have stopped him short.
Well, like I said, from this angle here, I thought there was no question that big number 20 was going to get that first down. However, the official has spotted it right on the 41-yard line, which is exactly what he needed to get the first down, as the chain gang now is going to come out, and they're going to tell us if we're right or wrong. I say he's got it.
I say he's a little short. Told you he had it.
Yep, by the nose of the football. So now let me repeat that statement I made earlier. That is another Shelby Valley first down.
Second first down picked up on this drive that began on their own 7-yard line. I'll tell you a good game tonight. Williamsburg, state runner-up in Class A last year, a strong program down there. And playing host to Pike Central, the Hawks have gotten off to a flying start.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you got Mac Justice and company, you're going to have a chance. And
Brad Elkins at the receiver.
If you like an air raid attack, you're going to see 2 teams that throw it about as good as anybody in the state. Williamsburg led the state in passing last season. Pike Central not far behind them. 1st and 10, Tackett the motion man to the left. He's going to get it, jet sweep to the left. He's got a little bit of running room across the 45 to the 50, down to the 45 and brought down at the 43-yard line. That's a gain of 15 yards for Casey Tackett and another Shelby Valley first down.
Nice job, Jeremy, of following his tacklers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Didn't outrun the blockers. You know what I mean? Stayed patient and read the blocks and made the big pickup, I'm telling you.
Put his hands on his blocker in front of him, kind of didn't force the issue, kind of waited for the play to develop, and that just shows a lot of football smarts
let me ask you this. Donovan Lane wearing 22, does he make you think of Jared Lorenz in his full stature? You think he weighs as much as the hefty lefty?
You know, he'd be about a chicken leg for Jared Lorenz, and especially today. As Chandler Rowe gets a quick hitter right up the middle. He's going to burst the speed, 20, and brought down at the 15-yard line. Another big pickup, that time by Chandler Rowe.
Caleb Fields with the touchdown-saving tackle, but an impressive drive for the Wildcats as they pick up first down. Number 4 here on the drive, and they're threatening now as they have the ball all the way down to the East Ridge 15-yard line. Nice job by number 20.
So Chandler Rowe, that was a 28-yard pickup. So he's got 5 carries tonight. 2 of them have been 23 and 28 yards as we're now at the 3-minute 22 mark. 1st and 10, Shelby Valley. Lane under center. The motion man to the right gets it. And that's going to be brought for no gain. That's Jordan Hampton in on the carry. 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats.
Play too slow developing that time, and they give them, the East Ridge, Dalton Smith and company, enough time to come up and make the stop at the line of scrimmage.
Seems like the most effective play for Shelby Valley has been that quick dive up the middle with Chandler Rowe.
You know, I'll tell you what, little play action before long. I'm sure you'll see Eric Ratliff's listening to the guys up in the booth. A little play action, I think, and watch for Andrew Newsom or Nick Wallace.
Yep, we haven't seen a pass attempt yet, but like you said, Wallace, they love to run that little fade route right here. Wide side of the field, tack at the motion, man. Ball's going to be handed off right up the middle. That's Chandler Rowe as he barrels his way across the 10. I believe they're going to spot this one about the 8-yard line.
Wildcats, Justin Boland, Austin Robinson, Trevor Wright and company doing a good job on the offensive line for the Wildcats here on this drive.
3rd down, and we'll call it 4 up here. The Wildcats in 4-down territory, you would assume. They haven't attempted a field goal thus far in this early season. Lane reading the defense, making his checks. Ball snapped, going to be handed right up the middle. That's Chandler Rowe. Boy, and he got stood up. What a hit that time. Didn't get the number on that.
Trey Little.
Wow. You talk about standing somebody up and slamming them to the ground. Chandler Rowe paid for that one.
Tell you, Leighton Miller, linebacker, came and knocked Rowe off balance, and Trey Little came out of nowhere. That's what he can bring. Trey Little, the leading tackler on this Warrior team, already 22 through 2 ball games.
Big 4th down conversion early in this football game. What do you say, 4th and a long 2?
Yeah, we'll call it a long 2. They gave Rowe 1 yard on that carry. But, boy, you talk about some hitting here we've seen defensively on both sides, both teams. I mean, this has been impressive, to say the least. So here we go, 4th down and a long 2 for the Wildcats. Tag at the motion man. Chandler Rowe right up the middle. He's got the 1st down and more near the end zone. No signal from the official if he crossed the plane. I believe he's going to be about a yard short, but nonetheless, that is going to be another Shelby Valley 1st down, and they will be 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Nice job, you'd have to agree, by that right side. Good hold that time on a 4th and short. You know East Ridge was committed to stopping the run, but yet nice job of the right side of that offensive line for the Wildcats.
So the Wildcats 1st and goal, and needless to say, I'd say pretty much everybody in the house knows it's going to go to number 20 here, but
what about a sneak here?
No.
Nope. 20?
No, it's going to go to number 20 as sure as I'm sitting here. And there it is. And Chandler Rowe, no signal from the official yet. And it is a touchdown, Shelby Valley. Chandler Rowe with his 5th touchdown of the season. And the Wildcats strike first, 6-0. Chase Ellis, just what the doctor ordered that time for Shelby Valley.
Yeah, Shelby Valley goes on a 11-play, 93-yard, 6-minute drive. They converted 5 1st downs on that drive alone after having a 3-and-out the first drive. It's exactly what you needed if you're Shelby Valley.
And, Ronnie, you call that a statement drive, I do believe.
Absolutely.
So the Wildcats now on to attempt the extra point. This is Chris Gunner, and the kick is on its way, and it's going to be wide to the left, no good. So with 41 seconds to go here in the 1st quarter, it's Shelby Valley 6 and East Ridge nothing. We'll be back in a minute. You are listening to High School Football presented by Appalachian Wireless. Back at East Ridge, Wildcats 6, Warriors nothing. Gunner with the squib kick. That is going to be caught by the upback at the 35-yard line, where East Ridge will take over 1st down and 10. And like you said, Ronnie, that was a statement drive by the Wildcats. They were pinned all the way back at the 7-yard line, Chandler Rowe with some big runs for the Wildcats. Had a 4th down conversion. They converted it 1st and goal, and Chandler Rowe punched it in from 1 yard out for make a big, like you said, strong statement.
Well, what was impressive to me, 11 plays and 93 yards. That's good execution. Didn't turn the ball over.
It's one of the quicker first quarters I think we've been a witness to. I mean, actually, the length of time on that quarter was less than about 15 minutes. So here we go, 1st and 10. Johnson under steer is going to hand it off to Little. Little, nothing doing that time. Wildcats, they were in the backfield as soon as the ball was snapped. Of course, Chris Gunner, Trevor Wright and company, they're in on that early. So that's going to be a loss. Let's see how many yards Little lost on that carry.
Andrew Newsom, what a career that young man's had here. Tight end and defensive stalwart for the Wildcats. I'm telling you, he'll be playing somewhere on Saturdays next year. I'm telling you. Well,
second team All-State, no question.
Yes, he will. Is Chris Gunner, is he wearing 50 tonight?
Yep.
Yes,
Chris Gunner
he usually
50.
wears 44. They had him listed at 44.
Yeah, I mean, we don't talk enough about Andrew Newsom. Like I said, the kid's going to be able to pick out what he wants to do. Does he want to play basketball? Does he want to play football? Well, when you're that big and that strong and skilled, you've got those options. And that is going to do it for the first quarter. Your score, it's Shelby Valley 6, East Ridge nothing. We'll be back here at East Ridge. You are listening to High School Football Week number 2, and it's presented by Appalachian Wireless.
East Ridge Warriors against Shelby Valley.
Back at East Ridge as the pass downfield is incomplete as Johnson was looking for his target.
Eric Dotson, senior wideout. Good coverage that time by Jordan Hampton, but tell you what, Johnson, the sophomore, shows that he's got an arm. I'm telling you, as Ernest T. Bass would say, he heaved that in a long way.
It's going to be 3rd down. We'll call it 13. As East Ridge now going left to right on your radio dial. Ball spotted on their own 32-yard line.
East Ridge has only picked up 1 first down thus far in the game.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is a big possession here for East Ridge. I think they need to get at least half of this because if not, the Wildcats are going to get great field position. Shotgun formation for Johnson. 3 wideouts to work with. Ball snapped, and we have got a flag on the play. Looked like there was movement on the left side. Looks like the wideout moved before the ball was snapped.
First penalty. It's been a well-played game up to this point. First penalty against East Ridge for 5 yards. Back them up even farther. They're going to have the ball at their own 27-yard line.
So what was a daunting task was just made a little bit more difficult by that penalty. So now it's going to be 3rd down and about 19. They got to get to their 45-yard line just to get a first down right here. So obvious passing situation right here, but you're not sure if they'll just be content on keeping it on the ground or trying to pick up the first down. We'll see. Johnson reading the defense. Wildcats going to play, looks like, cover 3. Johnson back. He's going to sling it. He's got his man complete
nice
to the left-hand side. It's going to be for a gain of about 12 yards. That pass was completed to Eric Dotson, and it's going to come up about 7 yards short of the first down. Johnson now 2 of 4 passing.
Well, I like the way he stood in the pocket, didn't you? Seeing the ball. Nice pass. That time, nice reception by Dotson. Good pickup, 12 yards, just not enough for the first down.
I'll tell you, that ball sure looked better than the one Tolles was throwing for UK last week, but we'll talk about that later. 4th down, and we'll call it 7 up here. Wallace and I believe that's Tackett back to receive it for Shelby Valley. And the ball snap. Kick is going to be blocked inside. What a nice block that was. It's going to be picked up by the Wildcats. And it's going to go 10-5 touchdown, Shelby Valley. Quentin Williams picked up the block punt. I believe Chris Gunner got that. And he's going to take it to the house for a touchdown.
You know, Gunner came straight up the middle. And, you know, the first punt of the game for East Ridge, he almost got it. And unfortunately, I think the punter is down for East Ridge. But Gunter was able to get the hand on the ball and it went sideways. And Quentin Williams, great job of that young man, picks it up, takes it to final 20 yards, and the Wildcats go on top 12 zip.
I mean, you hate for the punter to get hurt in that situation, Ronnie Paul. And,
yes.
you know, like I said, it was very unfortunate. But, again, back on Shelby Valley side, what a heads-up play. Like you said, an outstanding bull rush that time right up the gut by Chris Gunner. And then Williams to have the decency to pick the ball up and take it into the end zone. Chase Ellis. Pretty nice play that time by Shelby Valley.
Yeah, Gunner getting a hand on that ball. Quentin Williams going to pick it up right at that 31-yard line. So going to go down a 31-yard return for Quentin Williams for a touchdown. But if Chris Gunner doesn't get a hand on that ball, he's got two teammates right on his wings that are waiting to get a hand on that ball. You got to think the interior line on that special teams didn't step down and step into that gap right there.
And we're going to take an injury timeout here at East Ridge. Your score, it's Shelby Valley 12, East Ridge nothing. 10:59 to go here in the second quarter. Two-point conversion by Casey Tackett is going to be good. And the Wildcats now on top 14-0. And like I said, back to the punter that was Jacob Clark. We saw him have an outstanding 31-yard punt that pinned the Wildcats back at their own 7-yard line in the first quarter. He got hurt on that play, but the good news is he did get up. He did walk on his own feet. So, like I said, that is a great news if you're an East Ridge Warrior fan. Now, if you're a Shelby Valley fan, 14-0, what a great start. And anytime you could get points on the board, Ronnie, besides doing an offense, that's pretty good.
Big turnover, and it goes the first big break of the game goes to Shelby Valley. And like you said, Gunter with the bull rush got the hand on the ball, able to deflect it, and then Williams picks it up and takes it in. The Wildcats quickly, after the Casey Tackett two-point conversion, go on top 14-0 here with 10:59 remaining in the first half. Gunter set to kick off for Shelby Valley. Let's see who's going to go back deep. It's going to be Trey Little going back deep. Also going back is going to be Paul Grigsby, wears number 4.
And I thought one of the keys to this game, we didn't mention it, Ronnie, was what team was going to get off to the good start first. And like I said, Shelby Valley has won that battle tonight as Chris Gunner's kick is fielded by Little. Little with some blockers out front across the 45 and finally brought down.
Austin Ellswick in on the stop for the Wildcats. Great field position for East Ridge as they begin their third drive of the ball game. Let's see, they're going to mark it at their own, I think, about their own 46-yard line as Brody Johnson and company comes out of the huddle.
So now East Ridge, I'm not saying this is one of those do-or-die possessions, but I think if you're a Warrior fan, you need to put some points on the board right here to kind of send back a message to the Wildcats, who, like I said, who have scored 14 straight points here early as they have broken the huddle, going to the shotgun formation. 4 wideouts now for Johnson, slot to the left and to the right. One running back to his right is Johnson throwing a little bubble screen out there. He's got his man. This pass is complete.
It's going to be Christian Taylor, the senior wide receiver, out on the left side.
Let me tell you what an athlete Andrew Newsom is. Lines up at defensive end. He rushes the quarterback. There's a pass out in the flat. And you know who made the tackle out in the flat? Number 85, Andrew Newsom. Tells you what kind of athlete that young man is, I'm telling you.
Like you said, second team All-State last year, of course, well-deserved.
He looks the part, doesn't he? I mean, there's just some guys. Yeah. There's just some guys in a football uniform that look like a football player, and number 85 is one of them.
Johnson, 3 of 5 passing tonight for 30 yards, and got a good-looking ball. Got a great quick release. Very impressed with this sophomore. Back in the shotgun again. Now they got a little bubble screen to the right side. Oh, right in the bread basket and dropped.
I've done that a many a time. You run before you get the foot, before you see it into your hands. And that time Dotson was wanting to make the move up the field, and he had some open territory. Let me tell you, I don't blame him. Had a lot of green in front of him, but nonetheless going to bring up a big third down early in this football game for the Warriors.
Yep, like you said, well-designed play that time for East Ridge. And, yeah, he had nothing but daylight in front of him. He would have definitely got a first down and more. But, like I said, being a fellow receiver, Ronnie, I've done it before. You want to make a move before you concentrate on catching the football. And, you know, we see it in the pros. You see it in college. I mean, it's one of those old habits that are hard to break. But
good news for East Ridge fans. I see Jacob Clark putting his helmet on. I think he's going to be back in the game here in just a few seconds.
That's great news, Ronnie. 3 wideouts, 2 running backs for Johnson. Slot to the left. Johnson rolling to the right. Going to a little out pattern. And he redeems himself. That's Eric Dotson, who's got the first down for the Warriors.
Nice job. I'm telling you, I like this sophomore quarterback, Brody Johnson. I'm telling you, he's very accurate on those short throws. And East Ridge gets their second first down of this ball game. And I tell you, East Ridge come out. I think they tried to establish the running game. No success in the first 2 drives, and Coach Quinn is elected to come out and, hey, let's open it up a little bit.
So the Wildcats now, let's see what this secondary's got, as it wasn't tested at Paris. As now Eastridge has found a little chink in the armor, I guess you would say.
On that last one, too much cushion that time by the defensive back. I mean, when you got a 3rd and short, you got to be up a little tighter.
So Johnson 3 wide outs as Dotson split out to the right, slot to the left. Back to pass, he's going to decide to keep it and run. He's across the 35 and brought down. He fumbled it and picked it right back up at the 34-yard line, but another big gain and a great heads-up play that time by Johnson.
Well, seen all the receivers was covered, seen an opening right up the middle of the field, right up the gut, as we used to say, and picks up good yardage this time. Give him a pickup of 8 yards. Shelby Valley leading 14-0 early here in the second period.
Again, only a sophomore is Johnson, and Coach Ratliff during the pregame interview, the whole 9 yards, just continuing to praise Johnson. Of course, he's well aware who Johnson is. He coached here last year, so he knows all these players' tendencies very well. And like he said, he's the one kid on the field that can give you the most problems. 14-0, 8:40 to go here in the second quarter. East Ridge with the football. Wishbone formation now. Quick hitter right up the middle. Boy, nothing doing. Stood up that time by Trevor Wright as a running back that time.
You got a good mark, so it's going to be enough for the first down. Move the chains. And East Ridge 1st and 10, threatening here as they have the ball in Shelby Valley territory. They're going to mark it at the 32 of Shelby Valley.
So give Barry Young 2 yards on that carry. And that's going to be another East Ridge first down at the Shelby Valley 32-yard line. So that'll be interesting to see here. 1st and 10, are they going to keep it in the shotgun? Are they going to go back to the wishbone? I think they're going to go shotgun a little bit. And, of course, I'm wrong. Under center goes Johnson, wishbone formation, 2 tight ends. And we are going to have flags all over the place. This could probably go either direction. I believe this is going to go against Shelby Valley, though.
Second penalty of the night against the Wildcats. Been penalized twice for 10 yards. Boy, that's so big. People just don't realize on first down, especially when you're deep in the opponent's territory, make it 1st and 5. And Shelby Valley, I think the same offender is going to come out of the ball game.
So here we go as East Ridge with it. 1st and 5 as Johnson under center, 3 running backs behind him. 2 tight ends set. Ball's going to be thrown a little seam route. There it is. First down and more, brought down at the 8-yard line. Once again, that's Jacob Cheney. He's got a couple of those passes tonight. That's going to be another East Ridge first down, and now it is going to be 1st and goal for the Warriors.
And Cheney's shaking up a little bit. There's going to be another injury timeout. Still down. Nice reception, nice pass that time once again by the sophomore. With that, we're going to step out. We'll take a 1-minute timeout, and we'll be back with more as you listen to high school football on the East Kentucky Broadcasting Network.
As we had another injury that time, and the man who caught the pass, Jacob Cheney, has gone down with an ankle injury, and I hate to say it, but it does not look good from our viewpoint for sure. And he's going to be taken back here to the sidelines, and they're going to take a look at this one. But, boy, that is a big blow for East Ridge, as Cheney is their leading receiver on the night. He's got 2 catches for 33 yards. 1st and goal, East Ridge. Ball spotted on the 8-yard line as they're tending to Cheney on the sideline. Boy, hope to see him back in this ball game real soon. What a weapon you've got, somebody that size. As Johnson rolls out the left, little out pattern. He's got him wide open out there down to the 5-yard line. Boy, a nice open field tackling that time by Jordan Hampton. The pass was caught by Eric Dotson. That's his 3rd catch of the ball game.
I just can't say enough for how impressed I am with the accuracy. He's making all the throws, drop backs, the quick slants, the rollout. That time rolling out to his left, which is very difficult for a right-handed quarterback. And boy, he just put it right on the money.
And Chase Ellis, you have got a score update for us.
We do, and it's a bit of a surprise coming out of Floyd County into the first quarter. The Sheldon Clark Cardinals on top of the Betsy Lane Bobcats by a score of 24-6.
Wow.
At the end of that first quarter.
Well, that is a shocking score to say the least. Well, as good as Betsy Lane's looked, and as down as Sheldon Clark's been these last couple years. And that ball is fumbled, and it's picked up by the Wildcats right on the sideline. Holy cow, what a turn of events that was.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
Let's see who's got the recovery. But I'm telling you, it's not the recovery. Boy, it was the hit on the quarterback. I'm telling you, that was a major league hit, and the ball come out, and another turnover for East Ridge.
Fumble recovery for Shelby Valley, going to be number 52, Trevor Wright. And the man with the hit, I bet you can't take two guesses. If Trevor Wright recovers the fumble, who's your guess on made the hit?
Has to be Chris Gunner or Andrew Newsom.
Chris Gunner on the hit.
Okay. Wow. My goodness. I mean, that's hard
Talk
for
about blowing up the play.
Listen,
right.
I can't fault Brody Johnson. I mean, on that one, what a hit that time by Gunner.
No, 1st and 10 Wildcats, wishbone formation. Ball's going to be handed off. Left side, that's Tackett. Boy, he's stumbling. He's fighting for some yardage. He's going to get brought down about the 10-yard line. 2nd down and long for Shelby Valley.
One of those plays you thought when it's developing that it might go for more yardage. Good recovery that time by the East Ridge defense.
Clock now down to 6 minutes, 5 seconds here, second quarter. 14-0, Shelby Valley on top of East Ridge.
Boy, East Ridge, such an impressive drive. They picked up 4 first downs on that drive, but turned away at the 2-yard line thanks to the fumble recovery by Trevor Wright.
Donovan Lane setting up the offense. Hands it off. That's Rowe to the right side. He's got some running room across the 15 and brought down at the about 17-yard line. He's going to be really close for another Shelby Valley first down. It's depending on the spot right here.
Perhaps they're going to give it to him.
Pick up 5 yards on that carry. Chandler Rowe's 10th carry of this ball game.
Jeremy, don't you think Rowe is the kind with his explosives? He's the kind, even though he stopped for a short gain, you hold your breath. You just think he's going to break it at any time. You know, some backs that you see, high school, college, on the pro level, you know, you just feel like any minute they're going to be off to the races.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, you're right. He's one of those that can break one on any given play for sure. Ball's been hit off. Oh, nice cutback by Tackett. Down to the 25, 30, 35. Can he turn the corner? No. Nice tackle that time. Open field style by Barry Young. And I tell you what, with the speed that Tackett had, that could have been easily a touchdown, Ronnie.
Yeah, number 4, one of the quickest players you'll see in this area, that's for sure. And a big first down. Boy, the Wildcats have gotten out of the hole quickly, and they have the ball all the way out to their own 44-yard line. Unofficially 8 first downs for the Wildcat, and more importantly, they've played error-free football. The key in this game has been the block punt by the Wildcats and now the fumble by East Ridge.
Casey Tackett, 4 carries for 40 yards in this ball game. Wildcats with it. Motion man is going to be Williams. He fumbles the football, and it's going to be picked up by East Ridge.
I jinxed him.
Yep.
I jinxed him.
That fumble recovery was by Chandler Richards, the sophomore. And Williams, talk about a turn of events for him. He picked up a blocked punt for a touchdown. That time he fumbled the football as Richards fell on that. Chase Ellis. Well, what a play that was. A big break for East Ridge.
How about the sophomore Chandler Richards stepping up? He is Jacob Cheney's replacement on offense and defense, and he gets out there and gets the fumble recovery for the East Ridge Warriors. First turnover of the night forced by the Warriors.
Well, Ronnie, talk about filling in nicely for the injured Jacob Ski. That was great. Jacob Cheney, excuse me.
It's going to be the old jet sweep, but boy, Williams just never had possession. I think he was looking upfield to see where he was going to make his next move, but a big turnover by the Wildcats. We talked about error-free football, and there's going to be a timeout, a little confusion. And with that, we'll step out and take a timeout with the score. Shelby Valley 14, East Ridge 0. We'll be back in 1 minute as you're listening to high school football on the East Kentucky Broadcasting Network.
Back at East Ridge, the Wildcats cough the football back up. The Warriors take over on downs at the Shelby Valley 35-yard line. And Ronnie Paul, just when you thought that Shelby Valley was going to march right down the field and put up some more points, they turn the football over and breathe life into the East Ridge Warriors.
Yeah, they get a score here late in the first half. We've got a new ball game.
Brody Johnson in the shotgun, 2 wide outs, slot to the right. And he's going to be rolling to his right. There's a little screen pass back to left, then it's going to be dropped. And this is going to be, are they going to call this one a forward pass? Let's see.
Has to be.
There's no question. Yeah.
I started to say incomplete. Because he was standing there. he was standing back at about the 44, and the ball went up to about the 42-yard line. So,
and what we want to remind folks, Ronnie Paul, this is going to be broadcasted on EKB TV Monday night at 9 o'clock. So you want to watch this one on TV, you can do so as we are taping it here right now, and it's going to be 9 o'clock on Monday.
You want to see some hard-hitting action?
Oh.
Tune into this game 9 o'clock on Monday night.
I'm telling you, this has been a treat to watch, and you're going to see just how big. I mean, the Shelby Valley visiting side is almost completely full. The Eastridge side is almost full. This has been a great game thus far. As Johnson now in the shotgun, 2nd and 10. He's going to roll to his right, looking downfield. He's going to tuck it and run, and then he's going to toss
What
it.
a play.
Wow, what an athletic play that is. Through the little underhand pass. We've seen Brett Favre done that so many times. That pass was to Barry Young, so he saved a sack that time and saved a lot of yards. It's going to be 3rd down long, but nonetheless, another nice athletic move by Brody Johnson.
What poise. You know, he's being sacked by Andrew Newsom. Well, Newsom is all over the field tonight, but a nice shuffle pass, Brett Favre-like, as you mentioned, and get something out of it anyway. It's going to be 3rd and long for Eastridge. The ball is marked at the Shelby Valley 38-yard line. Big 3rd down here. You know, you don't have to get it all. This 4-down territory. Yep. You know, I like the quick out pass to Dawson. I really do. I look for him to come back to that. I really do.
So Johnson that time took avoided a sack. He took -3 yards instead of probably 10 or 12. That's going to be 3rd down for Eastridge. Johnson in the shotgun looking to pass. Going to throw it all. Going downfield. He's got a man open. Oh, and it's just incomplete. Out of the reach by Eric Dotson. Boy, what a play that would have been.
There is a flag on the field back at the line of scrimmage.
Laundry now on the field.
We've not seen many of those tonight.
Might be in the area of holding, not sure, but we'll see. I believe the sideline from Shelby Valley saying it's in their favor.
Yeah, they're saying decline. Bring up a 4th and about 14. Let's see what still not had a.
Ronnie, you talked about how good a ball does Johnson have. That ball was a tight spiral.
Good arm.
Almost accurate. Threw it about a yard too long. Boy, Dotson, he was hitting him stride for stride. And I tell you, give credit to Austin Ellswick. Ellswick stayed with him
coverage
all the way down the field, had pretty good coverage on him. But I tell you, if that ball was thrown about a yard towards the out-of-bounds marker, Eric Dotson could have turned that one into a touchdown. As the Wildcats now, smart decision there by Coach Ratliff and company to decline that penalty. So it's going to remain 4th and 13. 3:49 to go here in the second quarter. Shelby Valley 14, Eastridge nothing.
Great to see Jacob Clark back in to punt this ball away.
So they're going to try to pin the Wildcats deep into their own territory. He did it once. Let's see if he can do it again. This is going to be a high kick, not going to be near as long, and it's going to take a big Shelby Valley bounce, as this one's going to be spotted at the 32-yard line. So not that time. The magic wasn't there.
Only a 16-yard punt that time.
You could tell Jacob Clark rushed that one, trying to get that off as quick as possible.
And I'm sure that, his leg is still hurt from the injury, so that's affected him somewhat. As the Wildcats now will take over, 1st down and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
As Shelby Valley comes on the field, we do have another score update from the Pond Creek Nation. Belfry Pirates now another touchdown, 9:05 to play until halftime. 21-0 Pirate lead over Harlan County.
Does this surprise you, Ronnie?
No.
No, Belfry, total domination. There's Tackett, left side, little cutback across the 40, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, and he's 25-yard line. Wow. What a run by Casey Tackett.
Looked like he was going to be run out of bounds up at about the 45, but give him the stutter step and then showed that speed on the corner and gets it all the way down to the 25-yard line. Chase Ellis, don't you think it's just about imperative that Eastridge come up with a big defensive stop here or maybe force a turnover, whatever? It would be a tough second half for them, I think, if they go in down 3 scores.
Yeah, because they've looked good in this first half. They just had bad luck, so they've got to bend and don't break right here. They cannot go in down 3 touchdowns.
Not that it would be impossible, but,
No.
I mean, it's just a big mountain to climb.
Tackett's had 5 carries tonight, guys. He's had runs of 15, 25, and now 45 yards. Lane's first pass of the game. Oh, right through the hands of Nick Wallace. That could have went for some big yardage. 2nd down and 10.
looked like there was a little miscommunication. Looked like that Lane was looking for the slant, and looked like that Wallace wanted to raise up and expecting just a quick out pass.
That's a good point, Ronnie. It might have been a mix-up on the audibles there. It might have been something that we didn't see up here, but I was like you. They definitely weren't on the same page on that pass attempt. That was Lane's first attempt of the ball game. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. Ball spotted on the 25-yard line of East Ridge. Like I said, big stop here for the Warriors. They really need this one right here, and I've got a feeling that this football is going to go into big number 20's hands, but I've been wrong before. But if I was a gambling man, I would gamble this one right here. A little quick hitter up the middle. Hand off to Rowe, right side. He's across the 20, barreling his way down to about the 15-yard line, and that is very close for another Shelby Valley first down.
Boy, it's showing the strength. Not only has he got the speed, but I'm telling you, showing the strength. Looked like East Ridge was going to stop him for a 5-yard loss, and boy, he just threw the tackler off and made something out of nothing, and it is enough for a first down. Shelby Valley unofficially now in the first half. 10 first downs, 14-0. The clock not a problem. 3:14 remaining here in the first half. Shelby Valley leading 14-0 over East Ridge.
The Wildcats can actually get another first down if they can get to the 5-yard line. Here's the little quick hitter to the left. Tackett, little juke move, and we've got a holding penalty.
Yep.
So this one's going to come back as Tackett is going to go into the end zone for a touchdown. But like I said, hold the phones, as this one is going to be a holding call against Shelby Valley. And Chase Ellis, we saw that one from way up here.
Yeah, definitely on that left guard on that offensive line for the Wildcats. Going to be Justin Bowling going to get caught for the penalty there, trying to get out in front of Casey Tackett and lead block for him.
Boy, don't you love that hesitation move by Tackett? I love it, I'm telling you. And when you go for it, he's got that, the ability to start again, I'm telling you. The little hesitation move, nice job by number 4, but nonetheless it's going to be called back. And now let's see if Wildcats can overcome a big 15-yard penalty. The ball's going to be marked all the way back. All the way back to the 26-yard line, so it's going to be 1st and a mile for the Wildcats.
With running backs, you usually talk about their biggest weapons being acceleration. Casey Tackett's biggest weapon might be his deceleration.
Yeah,
he can go,
I'm good at that.
He can go 0 to 60 just as fast as he goes 60 to 0.
I'm really good at decelerating right now. First down at 20. Shelby Valley, Lane back to pass, looking downfield, and that ball's going to be intercepted. Intercepted by East Ridge, and boy, what another turn of events that was.
That's going to be Dalton Smith. Dalton Smith, the defensive leader for the East Ridge Warriors. He's already got 2 fumble recoveries on the year. Now give him an interception. And the play by Chandler Richards, once again, the sophomore defensive end getting in on Donovan Lane.
And once again, East Ridge coming up with those big plays that time, like you said. Dalton Smith with the interception. Donovan Lane, nothing, he did anything wrong. He was poised in the pocket, was trying to get the play to develop, stayed patient, but just out of nowhere got blindsided from behind.
You got to didn't have a chance on that one. One thing about it, I was getting ready to make the comment. The defensive back was giving Nick Wallace plenty of time. Just stand up and throw it over there. It's going to be good for 7-8 yards. I'm telling you, they'll give him a 12-yard cushion.
Johnson in the shotgun, looking downfield. He's going to tuck it and run. He makes a nice move. He's across the 40 and brought down at the 43-yard line. And this is going to be tacked on 15 yards. And we saw that up here as well. Quentin Williams lowered the head, used the helmet when Johnson was down. So a pickup of 5 yards by Johnson. You add 15 more to that. And now the ball is going to be in Shelby Valley territory.
What a turnaround late here in the first half. Wildcats up 14-0. Had it 1st and 10 inside the 20-yard line, but the holding penalty, then the interception by Dalton Smith, and now East Ridge has got some momentum as they're going to have the ball in Shelby Valley territory. Unofficially now the Wildcats been penalized 4 times for 40 yards here in the first half.
East Ridge now starting to get very good field position. Would love to put some points on the board here before halftime, because East Ridge gets the ball at halftime as they won the toss and deferred to the second half. So the Warriors in business here, 2:13 to go in the second quarter.
Plenty of time for East Ridge. They got 2 timeouts left.
As they break the huddle, Johnson reading the defense. Wildcats still, they're in that 4-3. They're going to drop back in a cover 3 on this. Johnson, little quick slant. It's going to be intercepted. Intercepted by Chris Gunner, and he's a barrel to get down, folks. Let me tell you, 45, 30, 35, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Shelby Valley.
Boy, the Gunner shows he's not only a defensive player, but he's got a little running back in him. Wow, as he just ran over a tackle after tackle. Wow.
How about that 60-yard interception return for Chris Gunner? I did not know he had those kind of jets, but he showed it that time. And just when you think East Ridge is going to get back into this ball game, Shelby Valley gets another points, not offensively, that time on the defensive side. And we've got an injury timeout. We're going to take one as well. A minute 42 to go here in the second quarter. It's Shelby Valley 20, East Ridge nothing.
And that was a big one right there as Chris Gunner made the interception, cut right into the passing lane, and then some outstanding running by Gunner. And I tell you what, you call Chris Gunner, you call him a football player. I want to tell you, I mean, that young man, only a sophomore, great future ahead for this young man, and took it to the house and puts the Wildcats up 20-0. And, of course, that score coming with only a minute 42. And, boy, that was a big turnaround in this, maybe a big turnaround in this football game, because it looked like East Ridge had gotten some momentum back. The penalties on Shelby Valley, they were moving the ball consistently. They've moved the ball. I mean, it's just like you say, the turnovers has really been a problem for the Warriors.
Chase Ellis, did you see how Little got hurt that time and at all? I mean, this is really hurting East Ridge now if they're going to get back in this ball game.
Yeah, he kind of got caught up in that caravan of blockers around Chris Gunner that you can always see happen when you get a lot of bodies in a small area. So Trey Little coming to the sideline, and just a weapon, a football player, and a lot of heart coming to the sidelines for the Warriors.
Wildcats going 4-2. As Lane goes under center, it's going to pass it other side, and it's going to be caught by Andrew Newsom. 2-point conversion good. So a minute 42 to go before halftime. It's Shelby Valley 22, East Ridge nothing. We'll be back in a minute. You're listening to High School Football presented by Appalachian Wireless.
Welcome back, everyone. We're on the campus of East Ridge High School right now. Minute 42 remaining in the first half. Shelby Valley led 6-0 at the end of the first period. They've tacked on 2 more scores here in the second period. They now lead by a score of 22-0. Gunner set to kick off for the Wildcats. A little squib kick down the middle of the field, and it's going to be taken. Let's see who's going to. Little's going to have it, and he's going to be brought down. That's Quentin Williams in on the stop for the Wildcats. East Ridge will have it, and they'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line. Excuse me, that was Caleb Fields in on the return for the Warriors. Brody Johnson, the young sophomore, just threw his first pick of the night. He has been really effective in the short passing game here in the first half, but turnover has been the big bugaboo for the Warriors. Shelby Valley, they had a touchdown run from Chandler Rowe from 2 yards out. Quentin Williams returned a block punt, 31 yards. Casey Tackett tacked on the 2-point conversion, and just moments earlier, Chris Gunner with a 60-yard interception return. Then Lane had his first completion of the night to Andrew Newsom for the 2-point conversion, makes it 22-0. That's where we stand right now.
As Johnson goes under center, wishbone formation. Handoff is going to be to the left side. Nothing doing right there. That was Grigsby, the sophomore, who struggled to get back to the original line of scrimmage. And we've got a timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. 1:30 to go in the second quarter. It's Shelby Valley 22, East Ridge nothing. Back at East Ridge, and we've got a penalty flag on the play. I believe this is going to go against Shelby Valley. It is lining up in the neutral zone, so move it up 5 yards. So it'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Warriors.
5th penalty for 45 yards. But, you know, it's amazing to me, Jeremy, how you can be an interior lineman and you can see when the ball's going to be snapped, and yet the Wildcats have committed 3 offside penalties. And, you know, Coach Ratliff, what he was trying to do, he had a full complement of timeouts. East Ridge had a negative pickup on that 1st down. He was going to try to force a punt and maybe, you know, get a chance for another score. Big penalty that time against the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see coming out of a timeout. You got to be more disciplined than that. We've seen Shelby Valley jump the line now a few times as Johnson is going to keep it to the left and really not going anywhere. Turn nothing into something, however. He's going to pick up about 3 yards on that carry. It's going to bring up 3rd down and short for the Warriors.
You think if Wildcats called a timeout after the last play, they'll call one this time. They will. We'll keep it right here as the Wildcats hoping to get the ball back. They've forced a 3rd down and 2. Be an interesting call. If I'm Coach O'Quinn, I'm going to get something to get my young sophomore quarterback out on the corner to where he's going to have the option to run or to throw with 1:18 remaining. Wildcats still 1 timeout left. Quick recap of the stats. Wildcats unofficially 10 first downs in this ball game, 4 for East Ridge. East Ridge has been penalized 1 time for 5 yards. Wildcats have been penalized 5 times for 45 yards. Shelby Valley's punted once for 35. East Ridge has punted 3 times for a 22-yard average. Turn the story of this ball game, 5 turnovers in the first half, 3 by East Ridge, 2 of those leading to direct scores, you know what I'm saying? Wildcats only 1 offensive touchdown here in the first half. Tomorrow, 3:30, Commonwealth Stadium, a battle of cats. It's the Bobcats from Athens, Ohio. Nope, not the Buckeyes. The Bobcats from Ohio University, coached by former Nebraska head man Frank Solich. He's done a good job there. They've had some good teams. They went to some bowls, take on the Wildcats, but I think the Wildcats will get it done tomorrow.
Now, when you get to recruit from the state of Ohio, it's one of the best talents in the country. You can get that kind of production year in, year out. Like you said, Solich has done a really good job with that Bobcat program there at Ohio University. I got Cats by 14.
I mean, I like them a little better, a little more than that in that game, to be honest with you. And then next week the season starts for real as they go to Florida.
Ball's going to be headed right up the middle.
Didn't get it.
Nope. And it's going to be
looks
like Shelby Valley's got the ball.
Yep.
No whistle, and I believe they're going to give it to Shelby Valley.
There was no whistle, and Trevor Wright came out with his 2nd fumble recovery. Let's see what they're going to say. They're going to talk it over. I did not hear the whistle, but I said it didn't.
So it looked like the ball was just literally stripped out of the hands of the running back, and it's going to be Shelby Valley ball.
Wow, Trevor Wright with his 2nd fumble recovery, and boy, that is 4 turnovers against the Warriors here. And Wildcats, the timeouts pay off. Good move by Coach Eric Ralph, and they're going to have a chance to tack on some more here in the first half. The ball's going to be marked at the 28 of East Ridge.
So the Wildcats have really got a chance to open this one up now before halftime. Wallace split out wide to the left. Ball on the 28-yard line of East Ridge.
I've got to stand up just far the ball over to Wallace. I mean, he has got a plenty of cushion. I mean, and there's going to be a timeout called by East Ridge. We'll take a timeout, 1-minute timeout. We'll be back with more as you'll listen to high school football. I'm still going to run the ball right here in the first couple plays. I'm telling you. Look at Wallace. Look here. He got 10 yards.
The motion man, it's going to be handed right up the middle of Chandler Rowe. He's got running room. He's across the 15 and brought down at the 11-yard line. And, boy, he was 1 tackle away broken from hitting pay dirt.
I'll tell you, nice job by Caleb Fields. I'm telling you, the senior making the tough open field tackle. But the Wildcats pick up enough for the first down.
14-yard pickup there by Rowe, and it's going to be tackled. There's that little hesitation move. Wow.
Barry Young comes up and says, there's your hesitation, and the Wildcats are going to call nope, there's a penalty marker down. Let's see.
This is going to be a taunting call here, I'm going to assume. Well, that was a big-time hit.
Yes,
the official's going to talk about this. If you like big-time plays on defense, special teams, and you like some big hitting, well, you've come to the right place tonight. We've got it here at Lick Creek.
I'm telling you what, we're not hyping that. I'm telling you, there have been some major hits. I mean, I just go back to the one Gunner made on the quarterback, Brody John. I mean, that would have separated anybody from the football. What a hit at the 2-yard line. And then, boy, East Ridge, they've made some big hits. Elijah Epling and Dalton Aggins and company. Boy, I'm telling you, there's been some leather flying here in this game.
Well, once again, you talk about the bugaboo on flags. That's exactly what that was, a taunting penalty against the Wildcats. So that is going to be a 15-yard penalty. So that ball is gone from the 15-yard line. It's going to be all the way back to the 30-yard line. If you're Coach Ratliff, you have got to be frustrated beyond belief. You're knocking on the doorstep to blow this game open, and you make silly penalties like that. Well, I don't know what other kind of adjective you can use for it. But
6 penalties for 60 yards. I mean, they're on pace for over 100 yards in penalties on the night.
Well, 2nd down in Elkhorn City to go. Lane back to pass, and this is going to be well overthrown.
Well, I'm
nobody in the vicinity of that pass.
And I'm telling you what, a hit that time, a lot of pressure coming from Dalton Smith. We've called his name several times. Actually had a man out in the flat, I'm telling you, but just overthrew him. That time he overthrew it because he had to get rid of it quick before the receiver could make his move.
So here we go. It's going to be 3rd down, and we'll call it 30 up here. 42 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Actually, it's 3rd down and 25. As Lane is in the shotgun, he's got 4 wideouts to work with. Back to pass. He wants the little out pattern. He's got it. That's Hampton across the 20 and down about the 16-yard line. So Hampton almost gets back to the original line of scrimmage for the Wildcats. It's still going to bring up 4th down and long.
Well, I'm not going to say it's manageable. It's possible anyway. Let's see. They're going to mark it at the 15. They have to get down. Yeah, it's going to be 4th and a little more than 10.
Lane's first completion of the night. Hampton's first catch of the season. Now it's going to be 4th down. They need to get to about the 5-yard line. Lane back to pass. Little out route and not even close. That pass was intended for Tackett, so that's going to be a turnover of downs for the Wildcats, and that was a golden opportunity blown there for Shelby Valley as East Ridge now will take over, and the Warriors now will probably be inclined to just kneel on this one and go into halftime 22-0.
I'll tell you what, hats off to that Warrior defense.
Yes.
They've only given up 1 touchdown. Shelby Valley scoring on the punt. They took it back to the house, and they took the interception to the house. But what a job. I'm just really, really impressed with East Ridge defensively. They've held Shelby Valley to only one offensive score here. And I'm telling you what, that time you'd think, hey, everything's went against us. We've turned the ball over 4 times. We're down 22-0. Every reason for them to fold out there.
Right.
Maybe, but I'm telling you, they hang in there. And, boy, the penalty, I tell you, if I'm Coach Val, if I'm going to be in some players' faces at halftime, I just have to be because of the really silly penalties in the first half.
So East Ridge doesn't want to kneel on it. They want to get some action going. Johnson, shotgun formation, looking downfield, rolling to his right. Can't find anybody. He's going to tuck it. Oh, my goodness. Justin Bowling as Johnson just run into a wall that time. Oh, goodness. Big 63.
That was kind of a coverage, Secco. You know, we had plenty of room, plenty of time, but good coverage downfield by Casey Tackett, Austin Ellswick and company. Clock running. That may be the last play of the first half.
They were going to try something. That could have been a trick play, maybe a little hook and ladder. You never know what they had up their sleeve, and they're going to be content on going into halftime. There's the score at halftime here at Lick Creek. It is Shelby Valley 22 and East Ridge nothing. Stay tuned here. It's halftime as we go back up to the Hill of Peach Orchard where Jeff, Dave, Michaela, and the gang are going to give you all the scores and highlights from the football action.
They get down inside the 30, they throw the interception. They get down inside the 5, they end up fumbling the ball. In spots, they've looked great. They've looked like an offense that is churning along. But in spots doesn't win you football games, and they've got to get it going for the entire second half for the East Ridge Warriors.
So East Ridge will receive the football as they deferred to the second half. Chris Gunner, the star of the Wildcats in this football game with the blocked punt and the 60-yard interception return for a touchdown as this is returned by the upback for East Ridge, and they will take it over at very good field possession at their own 40-yard line.
You know, if there is one thing that you look at Shelby Valley early in the season, you can't consistently, I don't think, give these teams that kind of field position. I think you've got to kick deep, and you got to get these guys and make them go the length of the field. You can't do the squib kicks, I don't think, and continually give the team the football at their own 40, 44, or 45-yard line, to be honest with you.
I agree with you, Ronnie. Chris Gunner definitely has a leg to boot it deep. We saw East Ridge kicker. He definitely has the leg to kick one into the end zone. So it's shotgun formation to start the second half. Johnson rolling out to his right, looking for somebody, steal, and he's going to throw it. That's going to be out of bounds, incomplete. That pass was intended for Christian Taylor as he had 2 feet on the out-of-bounds line. So it's going to bring up second down and 10 for the Warriors.
I like the way Coach O'Quinn gets his quarterback out, out on the corner. You know what I mean? Gives him that option to turn it up the field. They've been very efficient with the short passing game. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Tonight they really have.
57 yards in the air, only 3 on the ground. So that recipe, it's pretty obvious. Throwing the football against Shelby Valley is the only way that they're going to get the ball moving down the field. Looks like 4 wideouts, 2 to each side, slot formation. Johnson, shotgun, back to pass. Looking for somebody, and he's going to get brought in. It's going to be a fumble. It's going to be picked up by the lineman for Eastridge, who takes a massive hit. My goodness gracious. Trevor Wright just unloaded. Oh, my goodness.
That was helmet to helmet. Oh, my goodness gracious. One of the 4 or 5 big hits we've seen tonight.
Oh.
The offensive lineman, great job, recovered the fumble, and boy, Trevor Wright had a head of steam. And
that was Zachary Stiltner, the center, Ronnie Paul, picked up the fumble and just got met head-on collision with Trevor Wright. Oh, my goodness. That is going to be one of the hardest hits of the season.
Woo! Big play here for Eastridge. Early in this third period, Wildcats leading 22-0. Eastridge needs a big play right here. But, you know, what about Andrew Newsom? He was the one that created that fumble, you know, with the big sack or whatever.
So here we go. 3rd down and 11, Eastridge. And this is going to be a false start penalty. As the receiver that time, Eric Dotson, got a little anxious, so back this one up 5 more yards. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 16.
Only the 2nd penalty in the game against the Warriors. So it's going to be a 3rd and 15 for Eastridge.
So Johnson, this is going to be a really critical 3rd down. You hate to say that, but Shelby Valley has a chance to get the ball in great field position. If they come down and score, it might be all she wrote for Eastridge. So this is a big 3rd down right here. I know it's 3rd and 15. They have got to complete a big pass downfield. Johnson with it. 3-step drop. Oh, he gets met. What a sack in the backfield by Chandler Rowe. Goodness.
2nd time tonight, Chandler Rowe has really put the pressure on the quarterback. That time come from the blind side. Can't fault Brody Johnson.
No.
That time it came from his blind side, and that drive goes backwards for the Warriors, and then they're backed all the way up to the 25-yard line. To get a 1st down, they would have to get to the 50, so it's 4th and 25. Jacob Clark back to punt for Eastridge, and back to return for Shelby Valley. It's going to be Casey Tackett and Nick Wallace. They're going to be standing at their own 40-yard line. Just underway in the 3rd period. Wildcats leading over Eastridge 22-0.
Well, you're right. No fault to Johnson. He's just a sitting duck back there. There's another blocked punt, and it's going to be recovered. And there's going to be another flag this time. Was that Trevor Wright or Chris Gunner on that block punt again?
Boy, it looked like they got there at the same time. I don't know if 2 guys can block a punt, but I'll agree with you. I mean, they were right there. And let's see what the penalty is going to be.
As the officials are sorting this one out. 22-0 your score. Wildcats on top of the Warriors. 9:39 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Looks like it's going to be against Eastridge, but they're still talking about it. If it's against Eastridge, you know Shelby Valley is going to decline. Let's see what the...
And that's what it's going to be. It's going to be, and that's going to be an ejection.
Wow. I didn't see anything.
I didn't see anything.
You know, not to say we can
either.
keep an eye on everything, but the Eastridge player has been ejected. And
wow.
Must have had to be away from the football, no question.
Yeah, no question. I mean, we didn't see anything up here, so needless to say, great field position here for the Wildcats as they're going to get this one 1st and goal, and we're going to have a timeout. I believe Coach O'Quinn wants to talk about this one. Jeremy Bell, Ronnie Paul Newsom, Chase Ellis back at Lick Creek. Shelby Valley 1st and goal on the 8-yard line. Chandler Rowe right up the middle, diving for the end zone. Did he get it? I believe he's going to be about a yard short. That's a pickup of 9 yards on that carry. It's going to bring up 2nd down and goal for the Wildcats.
I'll tell you a name that a lot of people may know, the #1 ranked football player in the state of Kentucky. Of course, Mark Stoops there watching it. That Damian Harris, 8 carries, 255 yards, and 2 touchdowns with the head coach in attendance.
Wow. They said Stoops come in on a helicopter
Yes.
at the field, and they're saying he's taking a visit to Ohio State tomorrow. So the Wildcats pulling out all the stops to try to get the #1 running back in the nation to come to them. And speaking of running backs, that is Casey Tackett. He is going to go untouched into the end zone for another Shelby Valley touchdown. That one from 1 yard out, and now the Wildcats on top of the Warriors, 28-0.
I'll tell you, a good start for the second half of the Wildcats. You stop them on downs, you force a punch, you block it, and then you cash in and take it in. And Wildcats sitting pretty good right now. Long way to go in this one. 8:57 remaining in the third period.
The Wildcats electing to go for 2. Wallace split out wide to the left. Wing formation. Rowe behind him. Rowe's going to get it left side, breaks a couple of tackles, and barrels his way into the end zone for a 2-point conversion. So it's now Shelby Valley 30, East Ridge nothing. 8:57 to go here in the third quarter. We'll be back in a minute. You're listening to High School Football, and it's presented by Appalachian Wireless. District play, that's going to come up big, Ron.
Look at this.
Squib kick by Chris Gunner. And this ball is going to be down at the 35-yard line of East Ridge, where they will take over first down and 10.
Jimmy, not surprised maybe by the score, but the margin. 2 or 3 games comes to mind. I mean, Harlan County, they've been very good lately. 31-6 down to Belford at halftime. Williamsburg 42-0 over Pike Central. What was it? Pikeville leading Paintsville 42-6 or
40. Yeah.
I mean, I'm really surprised. I'm just surprised by the margin of those 3 games.
You know, I was looking at the schedule, and I said tonight, I said, man, there's going to be some great football games across the state. I said, you know, we're fortunate enough to have this one here too. And, I mean, I'm really shocked by all these scores. I'm shocked at this score. As Johnson rolls out, looking downfield, can't find anybody. He's going to tuck it away. Bowling's got him and wrapped up, and he breaks it a couple of juke moves and gets down to the 37-yard line. A lot of shaking and baking going on there by Brody Johnson. Give him 3 yards on that carry. Bring up 2nd down and 7.
Andrew Newsom in on the stop for the Wildcats. A lot of action for a 2-yard pickup. A little cramp right now by Andrew Newsom. He's going to have to come to the sideline.
Well, we've seen a lot of Wildcats cramp up like that. That's in the groin area. I've had that one there. That's not too fun. And we've got an injury timeout as Andrew Newsom kind of hobbling off the field. We'll keep it right here.
We'll see that young man back in the football game shortly.
30-0 your score. 8:21 to go, third quarter. East Ridge facing a 2nd down and 6. 4 wide out, slot to both sides for Johnson. Brody Johnson rolling to his left. Going to tuck it and run. He's across the 40, down to the 45, and brought down near the 50-yard line. That's another big hit by the Wildcats, but Johnson is going to pick up 11 yards on that carry, and that's going to be an East Ridge first down.
Still life in the Warrior attack. They've still got time here, finding themselves down 30-0, but they're going to have to score quickly.
We've talked a lot about Brody Johnson and his athleticism tonight. Young man has taken some shots, but
tough guy.
Every time he pops right back up.
Good point, Chase Ellis. I concur with that, absolutely. One tough young hombre, let me tell you, number 3.
I've just been impressed with the poise that he's shown just as a sophomore. I mean, you're talking about a kid, like you said, has taken a lot of shots. He's made the right decisions, too. I mean, he's given time for the routes to develop, and if they're not there, he's tucking it and running it. And like I said, with the athleticism he has, he uses it to his advantage. Speaking of Johnson, rolling out to his right, still can't find anybody, and he's going to get across the 50, and he's going to fight his way down out of bounds near the 45-yard line. So, again, another athletic play by the sophomore who's keeping this drive alive almost single-handedly.
Chris Gunner, Justin Bolden knock him out of bounds. Going to be 2nd down and call it 6 for East Ridge. Wildcats leading 30-0, 7:28 remaining in the third period. Tonight, the story of this ball game has been turnovers, as East Ridge, they've had 2 punts blocked. They've thrown an interception. They've had 2 fumbles. That's hard to overcome.
It sure is. And it's 2nd down, 5, 45-yard line of the Wildcats. East Ridge with it. 2 slot formations on both sides of Johnson. He's going to hand it off right up the middle, as that's Barry Young. Young not going anywhere. Maybe a yard on that carry. 3rd down, and we'll call it 4 for the Warriors.
Nice job defensively by Austin Robertson that time, junior defensive lineman, in on to make the hit for Shelby Valley. While Warriors in 4-down territory, no question about it, trailing 30-0, the ball at the 42-yard line of Shelby Valley. Wildcats next week should be a dandy as they travel to Johnson County to take on the Paintsville Tigers. East Ridge, to check and see the Warriors next week. They will be hosting Twin Valley, Virginia.
3rd down and a long 2. It's going to be right up the middle.
Depends on the
spot.
spot.
Johnson kept it. This is going to be real close. And
no, not where the side judge marks it with his front foot. It's not. That's a 1st down. Well, I don't think he ever reached there, but, you know, he looked like he got it maybe to the 39, but they're going to mark it up at the 38, and another 1st down for East Ridge. 6 first downs unofficial in the game. Keep the chains moving.
3rd quarter, 6:14 to go. It's Shelby Valley 30, East Ridge nothing. Jeremy Bell, Ronnie Paul Newsom, and Chase Ellis with the call here from Lick Creek. What a great atmosphere. We've mentioned it a couple of times tonight, but Shelby Valley has brought a massive crowd. East Ridge, of course, they always show up with a lot of people here. As East Ridge now, 38-yard line, 1st down and 10. East Ridge looking to try to put some points on the board. Quarterback keeper right side, across the 30 down to the 32-yard line. Of course, that was Brody Johnson. He's going to pick up about 6 yards on that carry.
Trevor Wright coming over to knock him out of bounds. Boy, I tell you, Johnson's a good athlete. Good athlete.
And like we said, only a sophomore. Kid's still got 2 more years after this one. 2nd down and 3. As the Wildcats defense has done a great job shutting out East Ridge thus far.
In case you're just joining us, Warriors were down 14-0, had it 1st and goal from the 5, and Johnson tried to take it in, and he was separated from the ball from the 2-yard line. That play I thought kind of turned this game around.
There's a little bubble screen out there to Eric Dotson. Dotson's going to get brought down near the 30-yard line. That's one of those quick hitters that they love to run. And this is going to bring it up about a yard short before the chains get moved again.
You know, still not been able to see Andrew Newsom return to that defensive huddle for Shelby Valley. Looking at him over the sideline, looks like he's trying to walk it off. You know, maybe a little more serious than the cramp, I mean, to be honest with you.
I tell you, from here he looks like a wrestler. I mean, he's a monster, 6'5".
Yeah, what an athlete.
About 250, 260. Sure is. So that's going to be about a yard short for East Ridge. They've got 2 downs to try to get this one.
What about, nope. Started to say, what about a quarterback sneak? But I'm surprised they come out in a shotgun.
Yeah, I am too. Double slot formation on both sides. And he's going to keep it right on the right side. He's got a 1st down and more across the 25 and brought down at the 20-yard line. So another 1st down for East Ridge. And this has been an impressive drive here for the Warriors.
Well, I think 85's coming up, and I think he's going to plead his case with Coach Ralph to try to get back in the game. We'll see. He's stretching it out over there. Shelby Valley leading 30-0, but a lot of these scores coming as a result of miscues by East Ridge. But I mean, you know what I'm saying, as I look across the sideline, we talked about it during the pregame. Don't know if I've seen that's the biggest traveling crowd I've seen for Shelby Valley in quite some time, to be honest with you, in recent years.
Well, I have to agree with you, Ronnie. 1st and 10, Johnson. Back in the shotgun, he bobbles it, he picks it up, and he gets hammered by Bowling. Boy, he was fortunate enough to get that fumble back in his own hands because Justin Bowling's paws were right there on it. Another split second, it could have been the other direction. Clock down to 3:15 now, 3rd quarter.
You know, the Warrior offense is not a big play offense, and that's what makes it tough when you get down by 4 scores. You know, the ability to strike fast, and the Warriors, you know, they're more of a controlled passing game, that kind of thing. And it does make it tough for you to climb back into a football game when you find yourself trailing by this margin.
So
Coach Kenneth O'Quinn, we've known him for a long time, Jerry. One of our favorite guys, I'm telling you.
Oh, you're right, Ronnie.
Yes,
Class
sir.
act.
Absolutely.
Got some more scores to pass along to you here in just a second. 2nd down and 11. As Johnson's going up for the end zone, and this is going to be intercepted, I believe. Yes,
Yep.
Austin Ellswick with the acrobatic interception. That ball was a little bit underthrown. Ellswick made the break on it and did a little slide to catch the football and kept the ball from hitting the ground first. So a nice interception that time by Austin Ellswick, and that was into the end zone. So that'll be a touchback, and the ball will be placed on the 20-yard line. 2nd
interception of the night for the young sophomore. That time wanted the ball a little more on the outside shoulder of the receiver, and it was a little underthrown. Good coverage that time by Ellswick. Ellswick, one of the experienced secondary men for Shelby Valley, seen a lot of playing time as a freshman.
Some scores we want to pass along to you on the Bruce Walters Ford.net scoreboard. It's the Pikeville Panthers 56, Paintsville 8. That is in the 3rd quarter. Boy, that score just shocks me. Belfry 38, Harlan County 6 as Chandler Rowe busts one right up the middle as he gets down to the 45-yard line. So just like that, a 25-yard pickup by the running back of Shelby Valley. So needless to say, he's had a pretty good night, Ronnie.
I assume he's well over 100 yards now in the game.
Yeah, 140 yards for Chandler Rowe on only 14 carries right now.
Just another night at the office. Some more scores we got. Hazard 21, Letcher Central 20. That's in the 3rd quarter. Jackson County 7, Estill County 35. That's at halftime. And the ball's going to be handed right up the gut. 1st down and more for Jordan Hampton, who picks up 11 yards on that carry. Hampton's 3rd carry of the ball game. Now this is one of those clock-killing drives, Ronnie Paul, because if the Wildcats score here, they can get the running clock into effect here and put the icing on the cake in this ball game.
Wildcats with the football now at the 42-yard line of East Ridge. Starter still in there for the Wildcats. Andrew Newsom is back into the game, lined up at his tight end position.
Right up the middle, that's Tackett. Little hesitation, bounces it outside. 40, 35, and brought down at the 32-yard line. Boy, there's that hesitation move again by Tackett. He fools you with the stutter, then he bursts the speed up to gain the yardage.
Wildcats a running attack. You know, you'd like to see them, of course, it's early in the season, a little harder with the, you'd like to see them spruce up the passing attack a little bit because they got the weapons. They got an outstanding wide receiver, Wallace, tight end, and Andrew Newsom. They got some guys out of the backfield that can catch it.
So here we go. 3rd down and a short one for the Wildcats. Hampton the motion man. Right up the middle is Rowe across the 30 down to the 25-yard line, but we have got a flag on the play, and that is in the area of holding.
Well, you don't see on a quick blast up the middle, you just don't see the old holding call too many times, but that's going to be penalty number 7 for 75 yards, and that negates the 1st down. And boy, you wonder about that. That was a quick hitter straight up the middle, fullback blast, and you get a holding penalty. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to back the Wildcats up. They say it was right at the line of scrimmage, so going to be marked all the way back to the 42-yard line. It's going to make it about 2nd, and let's call it 13.
So the Wildcats again shooting themselves in the foot, Ronnie. That's a lot of penalties.
No, absolutely.
And just and not
Stopping
needed.
penalties.
Yeah, I mean, it just stopping big drives. Like I said, you could have put that game away if you get in the end zone. Now you're going to have to work for it a little bit more. There's that little reverse to Tackett. He's across the 40, 30. He's off to the races. 20. Little stutter down to the 15-yard line. Wow. What a nice play that time. And we've got another penalty flag where the tackle was made. That little, you love that little reverse handoff on the inside, Ronnie.
That was so effective
Hampton
for the Wildcats last year.
Yes, sir.
The inside handoff. Boy,
the officials are going to sort this one out. I'm not sure what this call is. Boy, if this is against Shelby Valley, This is not what you want to see right here.
I know that official on this side right here was taken out by Eastridge player. Eastridge player was sent sliding into his leg, so it was
My
a block.
goodness. No, another personal
Wow.
foul. I'm running out of room, to be honest with you, on the stat line for penalties. That's 8 for Shelby Valley for 90 yards, and that's a personal foul penalty. And boy, if you're sitting in there in the film room, you have to be livid if you're Coach Ratliff and his staff. I mean, negate the big gain. I mean, it was down away from us, and we're kind of blocked there. Didn't see anything, but
I don't know. I mean, there must be some kind of extracurricular stuff going on that we're not seeing. That's a 4th or 5th personal foul penalty we've seen in this ball game. And talk about a great play that time by Shelby Valley. So it's going to be brought all the way back to the 33-yard line.
still going to be second
Yeah,
short.
so, I mean, they're still in business, but they could have been in a lot better business back at the 15-yard line. So the Wildcats, and now we've got
Confusion
a timeout, on the field.
Confusion on the sidelines. Come on, guys. This is not NATO. We don't. It's pretty simple. What down is it?
Well, the gain did get a first down.
Yes.
So the chains did not set. The
yeah.
dead ball penalty and the chains did not move on the far side.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that should have been a first down even because that was after the dead ball. There's Rode right side as he bounces it out there. He's going to pick up a few on that carry.
Good job that time by Leighton Miller with the stop, the junior coming in making the hit. That's going to be the last play of the third period, excuse me.
And that'll do it. After 3 quarters of play here at Lick Creek, it's Shelby Valley 30, East Ridge nothing. 30-0 your score. Shelby Valley on top with the football here at Lick Creek taking on the East Ridge Warriors. I'm Jeremy Bell. Alongside of me, the Hall of Famer, Ronnie Paul Newsom, Chase Ellis. And Chase, I tell you, the Wildcats, if it wouldn't be for penalties, this has been a pretty round, all great performance here for the Wildcats.
Yeah, 8 penalties in the ball game, and a lot of them just sloppy penalties for the Shelby Valley Wildcats. They've played well running the ball. They've played well on the defensive end. They've played well on special teams, but it's just the penalties tonight if you want to look at a black eye on tonight's game. Yeah,
it really is, and, Coach Ratliff talked about that. We talked about it during the interview before this game, and, he's going to go back to the drawing board here, and I'd say there'll be a few kids running some wind sprints, I would assume, after this game is over, probably over the weekend. So here we go. Second down and 7. As Pikeville now up 62-8 on Paintsville. That is unbelievable. I would have never guessed that one. And the ball's going to be handed off Tackett left side. And he's going to be barely across the line of scrimmage, maybe give him a couple yards on that carry. It's going to be 3rd down and short for Shelby Valley.
Just starting the fourth quarter, Wildcats led 6-0 at the end of the first period. They increased it to 22-0 at half, and they tack on another score in the third period for their 30-0. In case you're just now joining us, it's a story of mistakes by East Ridge as they've had 2 punts blocked, 2 interceptions, and 2 fumbles, which has led to most of the scoring by Shelby Valley.
And Tackett getting very close to that 100-yard mark as well. That will be his second straight 100-yard game. And this is going to be right up the middle. Chandler Rowe is going to go untouched all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Nice job of the offensive line, to give Rowe credit. Got through the line, and then it was a horse race, and no one catches number 20. Chandler Rowe takes it in from 27 yards. That comes with 11-11 remaining, and the Wildcats out to the 36-0 lead.
That is Rowe's second touchdown of the ball game. 28 yards out. It's 36-0 Shelby Valley. Here at a stunned crowd here at Lick Creek. As the Wildcats now going to go 4-2. As the running clock is into effect. Ball's going to be snapped. Handed off right up the middle to Jordan Hampton. And they're going to signal no good. So your score with 11 minutes, 11 seconds to go, it's Shelby Valley 36, East Ridge nothing. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to high school football presented by Appalachian Wireless. Back at Lick Creek, Chandler Rowe just took it to the house from 28 yards out to give Shelby Valley a 36-0 lead as Chris Gunner's squib kick Goes right up the middle, and it's going to be falling down near the 37-yard line. And stay tuned with us immediately following the game. We're going to announce our Community Trust Bank player of the game. And, guys, a lot of candidates to pick from tonight, especially from Shelby Valley. So that'd be an interesting vote between us three to see who gets that award tonight.
I think it'll all be preference tonight. What do you like, defense or offense?
Yep. I mean, it really could go either way. So the Wildcats sitting comfortably now as the running clock is into effect in this ball game. East Ridge is going to come out in the shotgun. What a night for Brody Johnson. We've seen so many dazzling plays from this sophomore quarterback for the Warriors tonight as he's back to pass again. Can't find anybody. He's going to tuck it and run to the left side. He's going to get met head on. Whoa. Man, he has got to be careful out there. The Wildcats are head hunting out there as he picks up about 5 yards on that carry. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 5 for the Warriors.
Quentin Williams coming up, making the hit from the secondary position. Will be 2nd and 5. The Warriors have the ball at their own 44-yard line, trailing 36-0 in this game.
And I tell you, don't you agree, Ron? He probably needs to learn to slide or get down because I'm telling you, you want to keep this man on the field healthy as much as possible. Shelby Valley, they still got their starters in. They're out there doing some hitting, and you don't want to see one of your best players go down, especially your quarterback, to go down with an injury.
Boy, he's proved his mettle and his toughness here tonight. I will say that.
So here it is again, 4 wideouts to work with. Looking to his left. Can't find anybody. He's going to tuck it and run. Now he reverses field, and he's going to turn it up the middle, and he is going to get brought down. Out of all that, picks up about a yard and a half on that carry.
Trevor Wright up to make the hit for Shelby Valley. Looks like the Wildcats are going to move to 2-0 in the young season. East Ridge, this is their 3rd game. Looks like they're going to drop to 1-2 on the year. 9 minutes remaining in this one.
That's something we failed to mention, Ronnie Paul. The secondary for the Wildcats has done a great job tonight.
Yeah, played well. Played well in the first 2 football games.
Johnson has wanted to throw it quite a bit, but he's not had anybody open. And he's had to tuck it and run. That's why we've seen so many carries by Brody Johnson tonight. He's got 14 to be exact. Double slot right the middle of the field. Quarterback keeper to try to get the 1st down. And I believe he's going to be short on this one, about by a yard. So it's going to be 4th down and 1 for East Ridge.
They just pick the ball up and move it 3 yards forward. I guess he got the 1st down.
Wow. Okay, then. Yeah, from my viewpoint, it wasn't even close, but from the officials' viewpoint,
they give him a 3-yard
first down.
I have to inject a little humor here late in this game.
Yeah.
They gave him a 3-yard pickup.
Absolutely.
Good job by the guys in the stripes.
Yeah,
okay.
they've had a good night tonight. Sometimes we have to give them a hard time, don't we, partner? Yeah, ball placed right at the Warrior logo, right in the center of the field.
Next week, East Ridge will be right here to take on Twin Valley, Virginia. Shelby Valley once again on the road as they travel to Johnson County to take on a very good Paintsville Tiger team. Coach Cherico, you can guarantee one thing, he'll have his team ready to bounce back. I promise you they will be ready next week.
Yes, they will. Shelby Valley is going to get them at an inopportune time, Ronnie Paul.
Yeah, it could be a angry bunch of Tigers waiting on them next week. I tell you, they could have something to prove after tonight's game with Pikeville.
Paintsville's been the talk of the football the past year and a half or so, and that's supposed to be a big game tonight at Pikeville, but Derek Pugh and company would have nothing of that, as this is going to be for a big loss. The running back, Caleb Fields, the senior, that was his first carry of the ball game. He's going to get dropped for a big loss in the backfield. 6 yards on that carry. That's going to be lost, so it's going to be 2nd down and 16 for East Ridge. When I can credit, we talked about the Shelby Valley secondary, but this defensive line has been pretty impressive in their own right tonight.
Shelby Valley, of course, playing in Class 2A, District 8, in the same district with Betsy Lane, Leslie County, and Pressburg. Pretty competitive district. Leslie County's gotten off to a good start here in this young season. Betsy Lane losing big to Sheldon Clark. That was early in that game. A little surprised with that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm shocked, actually. Betsy Lane looked very impressive in the Pike County Bowl last week against Phelps. Quarterback Peyton Case kind of reminds you here of Johnson of Eastridge. That pass is going to be complete on the sideline. That's going to be a gain of 7 yards. Eric Dotson, his 4th catch of the game.
Once again, Austin Ellswick from his cornerback position coming up to make the hit.
Again, we've got a running clock. We're down to 5:45 left here in the ball game. 4th quarter, Shelby Valley 36, East Ridge nothing. Again, another one of those you talked about. Surprising scores here in the mountains tonight.
I think if you talk to Coach Eric Ralph, he would tell you. He said, "Hey, I'll take a win by any margin." I mean, I'm sure he would tell you he probably thought in the 4th quarter this one maybe could be one that could go either way as we start the 4th quarter, but not to be. Shelby Valley, give them credit, taking advantage of some turnovers and looking pretty good, especially on the defensive side of the football here tonight.
A couple more scores to pass along to you. After this play, Johnson, shotgun rolling out. Eric Dotson in and out of his hands, throwing a little bit behind him. Dotson again trying to look upfield before he makes the catch. It's going to bring up a 4th down, and we'll call it 9 up here. Lawrence County 25, Fairview, or Lawrence County, 27, Fairview 25. That's in the 3rd quarter on the Bruce Walters Ford.net scoreboard. And here's this shocking score. And again, it's blown my mind. Sheldon Clark 53, Betsy Lane 20. Leslie County 42, Morgan County nothing.
Wow.
Pike Central's trying to make somewhat of a comeback, 42-14. That's in the 3rd quarter. Perry Central leading Tates Creek 18-12. That's in the 3rd quarter. So a lot of scores going around, and like I said, we'll be passing those.
Really like that Perry County Central score. Former U-Pike teammate of mine, Jordan Amos, trying to get that first win as head coach.
Well, I had the pleasure of covering that young man for a long time. There's a long pass, and it's going to be complete on the sidelines. That was Caleb Fields on that reception.
Tried a little trickery. He was standing over. He was on the field, but he was standing right next to the sideline next to his coach, and they just raised up and threw the pass, but not enough to get a first down.
But another completion
I like the call.
for Johnson. I do too.
Now what do we have? A discussion? Not sure. He was short of the first down. Shelby Valley should have been taken over on downs. The clock still running. That stopped at 3:52. And there's a timeout. Let's see. Called by Shelby Valley. We'll take one as well. 3:52 remaining here on the campus of East Ridge High School with the score. Shelby Valley 36, East Ridge 0.
Jeremy Bell, Ronnie Paul Newsom, and Chase Ellis back at Lick Creek. 3:52 to go in the 4th quarter. Shelby Valley 36 and East Ridge nothing. As the Wildcats going to bring out the 2nd team now. And this ball is going to be right up the middle, kept by the quarterback. Nice play that time. That is, of course, Michael Stalker, the freshman quarterback, in for the Wildcats. It's an impressive victory here for Shelby Valley tonight, barring all of the penalties they had, particularly the personal foul calls, as they did a little bit on special teams, a little bit on offense, and a little bit on defense, Ronnie.
Just enough. Just enough. Kind of got untracked a little offensively, executed a lot better in the second half.
And what else can we say about this defense, Ronnie? So for the 2nd straight week, the defense has not let up any points.
Bend but not break.
That's right. Stalker in the shotgun. Clock now continuing to run as we've got a running clock. Ball's going to be handed right up the middle. That's Jacob Ray. Ray, the freshman, running back for the Wildcats.
I think someone else is wearing 8 tonight. But we'll check that and see.
So the Wildcats are going to
improve. Might be Austin Fritz.
Could
junior. Yeah, Austin Fritz with a carry.
Again, it's that uniform thing.
Yes.
We'll get it sorted out by midseason. The Wildcats are going to improve to 2-0 on the season. And East Ridge is going to go to 1-2. Stalker with it. He's going to hand it right up the middle. That's Fritz again. Yep. Really close to a first down. If that's another Shelby Valley first down, that'll do it for this ball game. It is. And the Wildcats 2 minutes away from victory here at Lick Creek. A very impressive victory here. Again, stay tuned immediately following this game as Ronnie, Chase, and I will announce our Community Trust Bank player of the game and give you into the game statistics. And also a reminder, this game will be broadcast on EKB TV at 9 o'clock on Monday night. Again, that's EKB TV at 9 o'clock. You can catch all the play-by-play from us here in the booth and the video at the same time as Stalker is brought down out of bounds at the 44-yard line.
Jimmy Hall checking into the offensive huddle for the Wildcats. Get some of these guys in, get their names.
Second down and 8 for Shelby Valley. The Wildcats, they will get tested next week as they will go to a very angry and hungry Paintsville Tiger bunch. And as you can imagine, Coach Chirico will have his ball club ready for the undefeated Wildcats. Now we're under a minute. Stalker in the shotgun, 3 wide out, slot to the left. A fumbled snap, and the running back falls on top of it. Nice heads-up play there.
84, don't have an 84 listed. We'll have to do better with the
Luke
roster.
Atkinson, number 84.
Yep, Luke Atkinson.
Had a number change on that one.
Yep. Did wear 59.
We're now down to 30 seconds as the bleachers now clearing on both sides. Wildcats going to come away victorious here.
Don't think they're going to run another play. Yeah, they may. Hey, these young guys want the ball.
Yeah, what are you talking about? They want some action, Ronnie. Now we're under 10 seconds. And maybe they're not. Stalker told the official, that's it, we're done.
Yep.
And that will do it from Lick Creek. What a performance tonight by Shelby Valley in all 3 phases of the game as they're going to come out victorious here at Lick Creek. The final score, it's Shelby Valley 36, East Ridge nothing. We'll be back here in a few minutes to announce our Community Trust Bank player of the game and give you the final statistics, individual and team.